Greetings! Mantare79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for Cardfight Vanguard Deer Days! Alrighty, let's get started. Pressing the A button now.
Cardfight Vanguard Deer Days.
Loading game and proceeding. Here we are in the main menu, off the edit deck menu. And now in today's video, the deck profile I'm going to be making one for is a Keter Sanctuaries, Sword State Night Dragon, Gramgrace, D-BT10 deck. Alrighty, let's get started. Selecting the deck, entering edit deck, and off we go. Here we are in the edit deck menu, and like I just mentioned before, the deck I'm building today's deck profile video is a Keter Sanctuaries, Sword State Night Dragon, Gramgrace deck, made up of cards only available up until D-BT10. Okie dokie, let's get started. Go into filter settings and to pack. Show only cards from D-BT1, Genesis of the 5 Greats, D-BT2, Rush the Legends, D-BT3, Advance of Intertwined Stars, D-BT4, Awakening of Chakrabarti, D-BT5, Triumphant Return of Brave Heroes, Festival Collection 2021, Festival Collection 2022, Promo Pack number 1, D-BT6, Blazing Dragon Reborn, D-BT7, Raging Flame against Emerald Storm, D-BT8, Minerva Rising, D-BT9, Dragon Tree Invasion, and D-BT10, Dragon Masquerade. Applying filter. For this filter to apply, let's get started. First up, the Grade 3 lineup. And now, for the Grade 3 lineup. For the Grade 3s in this deck, we are playing Right Deck, Grade 3, Sword State Night Dragon, Gramgrace. Skills. First skill, continuous as a Vanguard. Your Persona Ride also increases the power of your back row units. Second skill, action as a Vanguard once per turn. Cost, Counter Blast 1 and Soul Blast 1. If the cost is paid, draw a card, choose a card from hand, call it to back row center rearguard circle. Until end of turn, that unit can attack from the back row and gets plus 10,000 power. Third skill, auto as a Vanguard. At the end of the battle your back row center rearguard attacked, put that unit into Soul and draw a card. Okie dokie, the Grade 3, Sword State Night Dragon, Gramgrace, we have 4 in the deck, 1 in the right deck, 3 in the main deck. Up next, the Grade 3, Knight of War Damage, Fusado. Skills, first skill, continuous as a rearguard. This unit cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects. Second skill, auto as a rearguard. When this unit attack hits, countercharge 1 and soul charge 1. Alright, the Grade 3, Knight of War Damage, Fusado, we have 3 in the deck. Next, the Grade 3, Knight of Soaring Blade, Fernbale. Skill, auto, from the back row center rearguard. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked. If your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, cost Soul Blast 1 and discard a card from hand. If the cost is paid, choose one of your Vanguards with Gramgrace in its card name. It gets plus 10,000 power, plus 1 drive until end of turn. Affirmative, the Grade 3, Knight of War of Soaring Blade, Fernbale. We have 4 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 3, Normal Order, Gradia Gradel. Skills, first skill, continuous, Reckless Piece. You may only have 1 Reckless Piece in your deck and use it a total of 1 time in a fight. Second skill, Order. Plays if you have a Grade 3 Vanguard of Persona Ride, and if you do not ride this turn, activate Persona Ride. Draw a card. All of your units gets plus 10,000 power this turn, and you're regarded as Persona Road. Confirm, the Grade 3, Normal Order, Gradia Gradel. We have 1 in the deck. And with that, we've covered the deck's Grade 3 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 2 lineup. And now, for the Grade 2 lineup. For the Grade 2s in this deck, we are playing Right Deck, Grade 2, Divine Sister, Gataba. Skill, continuous as a Vanguard. When you would ride from the right deck, you can ride with Soul Blast 1 instead of choose a card from hand and discard it. Okie dokie, the Grade 2, Divine Sister, Gataba, we have 1 in the right deck. Up next, the Grade 2, Knight of Soaring Refinement, Defin. Skills, first skill, auto as a rearguard. When your Grade 3 or greater unit in the center column attacks, if you have a Vanguard with Gramgrace in its card name, that attacking unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of battle. Second skill, auto from the front row rearguard circle. When this unit attacks, if you have a Vanguard of Gramgrace in its card name, and your units in the center column attack 2 or more times this turn, cost Counter Blast 1. If the cost is paid, this unit gets plus 15,000 power until end of battle. Alrighty, the Grade 2, Knight of Soaring Refinement, Defin. We have 4 in the deck. Up next, the Grade 2, Drilling Angel. Skill Auto. When this unit is placed on the rearguard circle, cost, put a unit card from your drop into your soul. If the cost and pay, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 card with the same card name as the card put into your soul for this cost from among them, call it to rearguard and shuffle your deck. Affirmative, the Grade 2 Drilling Angel, we have 3 in the deck. Next to Grade 2, Divine Sister, Lang the Chat. Skill continuous as a rearguard. If your soul has a Grade 3 or greater card, this unit gets boost plus 5,000 power, active on opponent's turn 2. Confirm, the Grade 2 Divine Sister, Lang the Chat. We have 4 in the deck. And with that, we've covered the deck's Grade 2 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 1 lineup. And now for the Grade 1 lineup. For the Grade 1s in this deck, we are playing Ride Deck Grade 1, Incision Angel. Skill Auto. When this unit is ruled upon, draw a card. Choose a card from hand and discard it. Okie dokie, the Grade 1 Incision Angel. We have 1 in the Ride Deck. Up next, the Grade 1 Palladium Zeal Dragon. Skills. First skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of Continuous Sentinel in the deck. Second skill, Auto. When this unit is put in the Guardian Circle, choose one of your units, and it cannot be hit until end of battle. If your hand has 2 or more cards, choose a card from hand and discard it. Alright, the Grade 1 Palladium Zeal Dragon. We have 3 in the deck. Next, the Grade 1 Blitz Order Elementarius Sanctitude. Skills. First skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of Continuous Sentinel in the deck. Second skill, Continuous. You may only have 1 Elementarius Sanctitude in the deck. Third skill, Order. If your opponent's Vanguard is triple drive, this ability can be played without paying the cost. Place with a cost of, discard a card from hand if your Vanguard is Grade 3 or less. If the cost and paid, choose one of your units, and it cannot be hit until end of battle. Remove this card. Affirmative, the Grade 1 Blitz Order Elementary Sanctitude. We have 1 in the deck. And next, the Grade 1 Bringer of Soaring Wind Lacti. Skill Auto from the back row rearguard circle. At the end of your turn, if you have a Vanguard of Gramgrace in its card name, cost, retire this unit. If the cost and paid, choose a Grade 3 unit card from your soul and put it into your hands. Confirm, the Grade 1 Bringer of Soaring Wind Lacti. We have 4 in the deck. And with that, we've covered the deck's Grade 1 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 0 lineup. And now for the Grade 0 lineup. For the Grade 0s in this deck, we are playing Ride Deck Grade 0, Starting Magic, Star Lily. Skill Auto. When this unit is ruled upon, if you went second, draw a card. So for Grade 0, Starting Magic, Star Lily, we have 1 in the Ride Deck. And at that, we've covered the deck's Grade 0 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Trigger lineup. And now for the Trigger lineup. For the triggers in this deck, we are playing Grade 0, Light Dragon D-BT10 Honors Ambertonia over trigger. Skill, trigger, additional effect. Until end of turn, you also perform drive checks for the battles your rearguards attack. So for Grade 0, Light Dragon D-BT10 Honors Ambertonia over trigger, we have 1 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 0, Blade Feather Dragon, critical trigger. Skill, Auto as a rearguard. At the end of battle, this unit boosted. Cost, put this unit into your soul. If the cost and paid, choose one of your units, and it gets plus 2,000 power until end of turn. Alrighty, the Grade 0, Blade Feather Dragon, critical trigger, we have 4 in the deck. Up next, the Grade 0, Daring Knight Saul, critical trigger, we have 4 in the deck. And next, the Grade 0, Protection Magic Parabi, draw trigger. Skill, continuous as a guardian. If your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, this unit gets plus 5,000 shield. So for Parabi, we have 3 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 0, Invigorate Sage, heal trigger, skill, auto. When this unit is placed on the Guardian Circle, if your opponent's attacking unit has attacked 2 or more times this turn, this unit gets plus 15,000 shield until end of battle. Active if this battle is second attack this turn or more. And okie dokie, the Grade 0, Invigorate Sage, heal trigger, we have 2 in the deck. And up next, the Grade 0, Hardiness Tier Sorceress, heal trigger. Skill, auto. When this unit is put in the Guardian Circle, if the attacking unit's critical is 2 or greater, and its critical is increased by a non-trigger effect ability, or its original critical is 2 or greater, this unit gets plus 15,000 shield until end of battle. Okay, the Grade 0, Hardiness Tier Sorceress, heal trigger, we have 2 in the deck. And with that, we've covered the deck's trigger lineup. And with that, the deck's been built. Card effects explained. For the cards in this deck we are playing, 3 Grade 3 Knight of War Damage Fasado. 4 Grade 3 Sword Saint Night Dragon Gramgrace. 4 Grade 3 Knight of Soaring Blade Fernvale. 1 Grade 3 Gradia Gradel. 1 Grade 2 Divine Sister Gatobat. 4 Grade 2 Knight of Soaring Refinement D-BT10. 3 Grade 2 Drilling Angel. 4 Grade 2 Divine Sister Langdachat. 1 Grade 1 Incision Angel. 3 Grade 1 Palladium Zeal Dragon. 1 Grade 1 Elementara Sanitude. 4 Grade 1 Bringer of Soaring Wind Lacti. 1 Grade 0 Starting Unit, Starting Magic Star Lily. And for the triggers in this deck we are playing, 1 Grade 0 Light Dragon DD Honors Amritonia Overtrigger. 8 Critical triggers. 3 Draw triggers. And 4 Heal triggers. Alright, the deck's been built, card effects explained. Next, let's get on to testing out the deck. And here we are in the main menu, going to test out a deck, so going to Fight menu, selecting CPU Fight, choosing the deck I just showcased to you, the Keter Sanctuaries, Sword Saint Night Dragon Gramgrace, D-Booster 10 deck. Alrighty, selecting the deck, choosing my opponent for this fight. I'm going to be fighting against Dark States, Kanji Meguro, Hard Difficulty, and click. Battle begins. Let's get started. Here we are in the fight, gonna decide who goes first, so rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock to scissors, I win going first. Draw my starting hand, I got Angel, Langdachat, Gradia Gradel, Persona Ride, and Critical Trigger, not too shabby. Holding on to all normal units, I already have a Persona Ride in hand, so redrawing Gradia Gradel and Critical Trigger, redraw! Yes, I got D-Fiend, a support card for Gramgrace. My turn, draw! I ride from the right deck, Incision Angel. Right deck cost, I am discarding a Langdachat, discard and ride Incision Angel. And my turn, my opponent's turn. My opponent rides the Great 1, Diablos Bad Steve. Starter skill, he draws a card. Steve's skill, superior call Matt to back row, and Soul Charge. Soul Charge the Great 2, Assurda. Calling his Brainwash Swirler, yes! Soul Charge a trigger! 8k to Vanguard. Nope, that's 14k. No guard can take it. Here it comes. Critical trigger. Critical to Vanguard and power to rear guard. Critical for the first trigger of the turn. Out. Damage check. First. D-Fin. Second check. Come on. Draw trigger. Just what I needed. Draw card. Draw. Power. But now, this is a tough choice. My Great 1 skill lets me lets me draw and discard, so, And then in my right deck, my Great 2 lets me Soul Blast instead of discarding for the right deck cost. I'm already at 2 damage, my opponent's at 0, I shouldn't let myself get damaged too much early in the game, so... Discarding the Critical Trigger, Blade Feather, 33k, the attack is blocked, and... Ka-chink, safe! And of their turn, my turn. Stand and draw. Perfect guard, not too bad. I ride from the right deck, Gataba. Skill, and for the right deck cost, I discard Langdachat, discard and ride Gataba. Skill of Incision Angel, draw a card. Draw. Drilling Angel, Discarding Angel, and I call Angel to the rear guard. Call Angel skill. I move Land Attack from drop zone into the soul. Look at the top 3 cards of my deck. Nothing. Shuffle the deck. And I call Defend the rear guard. Hold on. Yep, it's safe, so calling Defend the rear guard, calling, and calling Lacti, call. Going to the battle phase. Drilling Angel attacks the rear guard swirler. 10 to 8k. The attack goes through. Boom! One less rear guard to worry about. Vanguard to Vanguard, 10k. The attack goes through. Drive check. No trigger, Fernvale, support card for Gramgrace. Bang bang bang, damage check. Heal trigger, cannot heal, but still powers up. Made the right choice to call Lacti, so boosted by Lacti, my Defend attacks the Vanguard. 18k. Guarding with draw trigger, 23k. The attack is blocked, and my attack fails. End of my turn, my opponent's turn. My opponent rides the grade 2, Richard. Skill of Richard, moving Matt to soul. He calls Ashura the rear guard, Vanguard the Vanguard. No guard. He drive checks, come on, nothing. No trigger, but perfect guard, that's an okay-ish drive check, so, ow, damage check. No trigger, Fernvale. Ashura attacks the Vanguard. Intercept with Drilling Angel, intercept. 15k, attack blocked, and ka-chink, safe. Let's see. Going to... Then I ride from the right deck, Sword State, Night Dragon, Gramgrace. Skill of Getaba, I can Soul Blast instead of discarding, so I Soul Blast Land the Chat. Riding Gramgrace. Let's see, defense skill will let me power up as well, so I think I'm first gonna activate Gramgrace's skill, Counter Blast 1, Counter Blast, Soul Blast 1, Soul Blast, and draw a card. Draw! Critical trigger, come on! I call Fernvale the rear guard, and power up. I have nothing to call from my front row, so just... Or do I? Next turn, Fabrino can retire my rear guard, so... I can't afford to let him put Ashura into the soul, so... I have Lacti, which will let me return my Fernvale back to hand. No, hold on. Yep, I'm gonna call Fernvale the rear guard, calling, and go into battle phase. First up, my Fernvale attacks the rear guard Ashura, 13k. The attack goes through, slash, one less card to worry about. Vanguard to Vanguard, 13k. Skill of Defend, power up, 18k. The attack goes through, Twin Drive, first check. No trigger, Lacti, second check, come on. Yes, over trigger, just what I needed. I give 100 million power to Defend. Hold on, Defend lets me, power himself up, so I'll give the 100 million power to the back row Fernvale. I drew a draw trigger and 1 damage to opponent, slash, damage check. Heal trigger, so lucky. Cannot heal but powers up. Fernvale attacks the Vanguard, 100 million power. Skill of Defend, powers up. Twin Drive, first check. Heal trigger, just what I needed. Giving power to the rear guard. Hold on, healing 1 damage. Power to Defend. Looking good, second check. Yes, critical trigger. Giving critical to the Vanguard. Power to Defend. Critical up. Power up. 2 damage to opponent. And slash. Damage check. First, no trigger, perfect guard. 1 less card to worry about. Second check. No trigger. Gun ram. 1 less card to worry about. skill of Gramgrace. My Fernbale goes to the soul. Draw a card. Yes, drew a Persona Ride. Now, boosted by Lacti, my Deepin attacks the Vanguard. 38k, 1 drive. Skill of Deepin, Counterblast 1, Counter Blast, and plus 15k. Total 53k. He perfect guards it, and for the perfect guard cost, he's discarding a Time Jarrett Dragon. Drive check. Critical trigger wasted. Trigger effect wasted, and I guess that's it for me, so the attack fails, end of my turn, activating Lacti skill. Self-retreat, taking a grade 3 from Soul, returning it to hand, I take Fernbale back to hand. Here comes, he rides the grade 3, Purgatory Dragon Fabernil. Skill of Fabernil, retiring one of my rear guards. I retire Fernbale. Skill of Vanguard, card to Soul and draw. He placed a grade 3 Ordered Soul. Time Jarrett skill, another card to Soul. He placed a Time Jarrett. Soul Charge, Soul Blast, and not my Deepin. Fabernil skill and into Soul. 13k to Vanguard. Let's see. Fabernil needs a total of 13 grades to restand. So in his Soul he has, let's see, 2, 3, 5, 8, 11, 13. Just barely enough. Darn it, he can restand. So I better block the first attacks early and let the Vanguard go through. So guarding with the draw trigger, Parabi, guard. 23k, attack blocked. And ka-chink, safe. Vanguard, 13k. No guard, taking it. Twin drive, first check. No trigger, Gung Ram, second check. Critical trigger, lucky him. Critical to Vanguard. Power to rear guard. 2 damage to me, here it comes. Ow! Damage check first. No trigger, Grade Gredel, second check. Yes, critical trigger, just when they need it. Power to Vanguard. Critical up and power up. That'll help me out. Skill of Fabernil. He counterblasts and restand. 13k to Vanguard, 1 to pass. He only has 1 drive, so better play it safe. I guard with Blade Feather, 38k, attack blocked. Over trigger to pass. Draw trigger, oh come on, another lucky trigger. Powering up the hand and powering up the rear guard. Ka-chink, safe. Here comes the rear guard. Vorpal Sight Dragon, 33k. Guarding with Blade Feather Dragon, 38k. Attack blocked and ka-chink, safe. End of my opponent's turn, my turn. Stand and draw. Perfect guard, I need that, so it's time to Persona Ride. Here we go. Persona Ride. Sword State Night Dragon Gramgrace. Draw a card, not a heal trigger. Fine, activating Gramgrace's skill. Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. And Superior, draw a card, draw. Yes, Fernbale. Superior call Fernbale the back row. Powering up and powering up gets the ability to attack from the back row. Next, I'm going to call. I call no front row attackers, so I can use Lacti's skill to add Fernbale or Persona Ride back to hand. So just gonna go all in. I call Fernbale and Gramgrace. And Lacti. Call. That ought to do it. To the battle phase. First, my back row Fernbale attacks the Vanguard, 33k. The attack goes through. Slash. Damage check. Critical trigger, another lucky trigger, come on! All effects to Vanguard, activating my rear guard Fernbale skill. Soul Blast. Discard a card. Discarding Blade Fetter. Discard and Vanguard powers up. Drive +1. Gramgrace's skill. Moving Fernvale to Soul Draw. Drew Fasado. Vanguard to Vanguard. 33k. Triple drive. He perfect guards. Perfect guard cost. He discards. Order card. Triple drive. First check. No trigger. Defend. I can use that next turn. Second check. Yes, a heal trigger. Cannot heal, but giving power to Fernvale. Third check. No trigger. Fasado. The attack fails, but now Fernvale attacks the Vanguard. 33k. He guards with critical trigger. 38k. Boosted by Lacti, Gramgrace attacks the Vanguard. 41k. He triple guards. 38k, 43k. The attack is blocked. His entire hand is empty now. Skill of Lacti, self-retreat. Take a card, a grade 3 from Soul, add it to hand. I add, tough choice. Should I add Gramgrace or Fernvale? I'll focus on Persona Riding, adding Gramgrace to hand. End of turn. Activating his Favernil skill. I retire my rear guard Gramgrace. He powers up and criticals up. That's not good. Skill of Vanguard, card to Soul and draw. He added a grade 3 Vorpal Scythe to Soul. He Soul Blast and retired my remaining rear guard. Skill, adding hand card to Soul and draw. He added a Selfish Engraver. 13k from Vorpal Scythe. He can Soul Charge. No choice, let it go through. Ow! Damage check. Yes! Draw trigger! Giving all effects to Vanguard. Drew a critical trigger. Skill of Vorpal Scythe, he Soul Charges. Criticals and yes! One trigger less to worry about. Guarding with Hardiness Tier Sorceress. Guard! Hardiness Tier skill. Plus 15,000 shield. Total 48,000. That's 2 to pass. First check. No trigger. Assured up. Second check. Critical trigger. Lucky him. He's giving all effects to his rear guard, Time Jarrett Dragon. Ka-chink! Now here comes Gramgrace, Favernil skill. Sorry about that. He's counterblasting and restanding his Vanguard. Drive -1. Favernil the Vanguard, 23k. Guarding with my Invigorate Sage. Sage's skill, plus 15,000 shield. 48k. Over trigger to pass. Here we go. He drive checks. No trigger. Brainwash Swirler. Safe. The attack fails. And ka-chink. Alright. Only one attack left from Time Jarrett Dragon. Guarding with critical trigger Soulless. Soul. 38k. Attack fails. Ka-chink. And if my opponent's turn, my turn. Stand and draw. Here we go. It's time to Persona Ride again. Persona Riding Gramgrace. Sword Saint Night Dragon Gramgrace. Persona Ride. Power to front to the entire field. Draw a card. Activating Gramgrace's skill. Counterblast 1. Soul Blast 1. Draw a card. Draw. And Superior Call. Fasado to the back row. Powering up and powering up. Next, I call Defend to the rear guard. Fasado. Langachat. And Lacti. Now that is a good field. Langachat's skill with a grade 3 in Soul. She gets plus 5,000 power and the ability to boost. We're looking good here. Going to the battle phase. Fasado attacks the Vanguard. Skill of Defend. Powers the Vanguard. Wait, hold on. No, it's powered the attacking unit. 38k. He triple guards. 38k. 43k. The attack is blocked. Skill Grand. Hold on. Assure the skill. It goes to Soul after guarding with. Gramgrace's skill. Fasado into the Soul. Draw a card. Not another critical. Come on. Fine, whatever. Gramgrace the Vanguard. 23k. Skill of defense plus 5,000 power to the attacking Vanguard. 28k to Vanguard. The attack goes through. Twin Drive. First check. Heal trigger. Lucky me. Heal damage. Healing. Powering up. Defense. No. Powering up. Fasado. And second check. No trigger. Perfect guard. Not a bad draw. 1 damage to opponent. Slash. Damage check. Oh, come on. Over trigger for real. He powers up and draws. Unbelievable. Fine. Fasado boosted by Line the chat attacks the rear guard Vorpal Scythe. The attack goes through. Slash. 1 less rear guard to worry about. Fasado skill, counter charge, and soul charge. Counter charge. Soul charge. And then boosted by Lacti, Defin attacks the rear guard Time Jarrett. Skill of Defin, nope, not gonna activate skill, so the attack goes through and slash. 1 less rear guard to worry about. End of my turn, activating Lacti's skill. Self-retreat, taking a grade 3 from Soul, adding to hand. I take Gramgrace for Persona Riding. My opponent's turn. Favrenil skill. He's going to force me to retire rear guard. Oh boy, this is a tough choice. I should maintain my front row line, so just gonna retire my line to chat. Sorry about that. And power to the Vanguard, critical up as well. Favrenil skill, Cartoon Soul, and draw. He puts a Ashurta, he calls a Vorpal Scythe. Soul Blasting, and retiring my Defin. Skill of Vanguard, Cartoon Soul, and draw. He draws and soul charges, alright. Favrenil the Vanguard, Perfect Guard. Perfect Guard, discarding for the Perfect Guard cost a critical trigger. Perfect Guard activated. Twin Drive, first check. Critical trigger. How does he keep getting lucky with the triggers? At least I don't have to worry about an over trigger now, so second check. No trigger. Selfish Engraver. And Kachink. Safe. He cannot restand. 23k to Vanguard. Guarding with Soul. 28k. Attack has failed. Kachink. Safe. End of my opponent's turn, my turn. Stand and draw. Persona Ride. One more time. Sword State, Night Dragon, Gramgrace. Here we go. Persona Ride. Power and draw. I activate Gramgrace's skill. Counter Blast 1. Soul Blast 1. Draw a card. Draw. Superior Call. Fasado to the... Hold on. Fasado to the back row. Call. Powering up and can attack from the back row. Then I call Drilling Angel. Call. Not activating its skill. I call Hardiness Tier Sorceress. And Invigorate Sage. Battle Phase. Vanguard to Vanguard. 23k. He double guards. Throw 43k. Twin Drive. First check. No trigger. Second check. No trigger. The attack fails. He only has 2 cards left in hand. Boosted by Hardiness Tier. Drilling Angel attacks the Vanguard. 34k. Perfect guard. Come on. He only has 1 card left in hand, then boosted by Invigorate Sage. Fasado attacks the Vanguard. 37k. The attack goes through. Slash. 6 damage. I win. Go That was a pretty tough fight. Despite some lucky triggers from my opponent's side, I managed to eke out a win. Got to try out the new cards in the deck pretty well, so I got win, double trigger, attack 100,000 more power, perfect guarded, drew an over trigger, opponent drew an over trigger, did a persona right, 10 turns passed, did a superior call, retired 5 opposing units, one with 1 card left in deck, drew 3 more times in 1 turn. I got 3,900 BP, total 218,075 BP. Pressing A to go next, leaving the fight, returning to the fight menu. Back in the fight menu, leaving fight menu, going back to the main menu. And off we go to the edit deck menu. Here we are. With that, the deck's been built, card effects explained, and I just finished testing the deck out in front of you. So first I want to say is, thank you to the viewers for watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload in the near future. I also will show support by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my videos and channel. At that I say, goodbye, and see you all soon!